Marketing Assistant at BCoT and host of BCoT Live. And today I'm here with Anna Thorpe, Careers Advisor at BCoT. So, today we'll be discussing National Careers Week with how to find a university, find an apprenticeship or start your career after college. So Anna, what does your job role consist of?
Okay, so I'm a Careers and Employability Manager here at the college. So it's made up of a Careers Advisor, so I'm a Careers Advisor for all students here, and also look after the industry placement team. So I spend a lot of my time giving careers interviews to students and supporting them with their progression role, but also looking after the industry placement coordinators, so supporting students going out on placements, so they have those good opportunities to help them make their progression decisions.
Yeah, and how did you end up getting the job role?
Okay, so I trained as a Careers Advisor way back when Connections was still around. I don't know if you've heard of Connections, a long time ago. And then continued to work in education, but in different roles. And originally started here as a retention and progression tutor.
Okay.
Probably about six years ago now, 6-7 years ago. And then opportunity came up for the careers role. So progressed back into that because I was keen to get back into careers advice.
Lovely. And so for students, finding their passion, finding what subjects they like, how does somebody do that if they are lost in what they want to find?
Okay, I think there's many different ways. I think talking to lots of different people, it's really good. So talking to family and friends, talking to tutors. I think that it's just kind of trying new things as well. So
yeah, definitely.
There's lots of different resources out there. There's lots of things they can look. There are careers quizzes on things like ucas.com and on Eclipse, which we can give information for. They'll get those from the RAP tutors in PD sessions. But also try new things. So often people in the work will go out on work placements and try something, which is really beneficial because if they, even if they don't like it, they've learned that they don't like it. So there's always, trying new things is a real key thing.
Yeah, definitely. And throughout COVID, these students didn't even get the chance to find what they loved and do work experience, say, at school. So it must have been quite hard for them to actually find a passion to then choose a course at college. Because some of them didn't even do their GCSEs.
No,
so
exactly that.
How difficult would that be?
No, it's really tricky. And I think that we're lucky that there are so many online resources.
Yeah.
So you have got the National Careers Service, and you have got UCAS has got better and better because it's not just universities now.
Yeah.
It's got all the information about apprenticeships and jobs and the careers quiz, which I think just gets you thinking and gets you thinking, okay, what could I do? And what are the different options out there for me? So.
Yeah. And how do you support the students when they're making their next step decisions?
Okay, so a variety of different ways. We have one-to-one drop-in sessions, careers drop-in sessions on a Monday and Wednesday in F019, the careers room. We also have a load of progression events throughout the year. So at the end of this month we're going to have the 3-day progression event, which is the main one for students. Hopefully something there for all students. We have a day of universities, so on Tuesday the 28th we'll have all the universities in, where students can speak to the university representatives. If they're thinking about universities, there'll be talks from them talking about the benefits, student finance, all those sorts of things.
Can you list any?
Any university, so Oxford Brookes, Reading, Winchester, Solent, all that, so lots of universities coming in. We've got about 18 currently signed up. And then on the Wednesday, the 29th, it's our wellbeing day for students. So we've got a smoothie bite, we've got musication station, we've got a motivational speaker coming in. So all sorts of different things, again, to support students with that whole movement of thinking about progression. And then on the third day, that'll be the 30th of March, it'll be the Employers' Day. So we invite employers that actually have opportunities for students. So they have to have a job or a volunteering or work placement opportunity. So students can speak to the employers that come in, again, to help them with those decisions, progression options. So it's all about, sometimes people know exactly what they want to do, and sometimes people don't, and it's okay not to. You don't have to know what job you want to go into, but it's through trying and speaking again to different people.
And obviously that can be quite scary, just speaking to random people, but it will get these students somewhere, and it will get them to think about what they want to do for their future. So I think it's a really good thing to have these sort of fairs. Apprenticeship fair, that was a really good thing to speak to employers, a progression events thingamajig.
Yeah, no, exactly. Future steps we call it.
Future steps, and then it's just really good for the students because it's right on their doorstep. They're in a room that they know as well, so that's comfortable for them to be out of their comfort zone, but just to be in a room that they're comfortable in, it just makes them feel a bit better, and it gives them the opportunity to actually like listen to people, to speak to universities, and they don't get that opportunity normally. So I think that is a really good thing to have for students at BCoT. So what are the steps for applying for a university?
Okay, so the main thing would be to register at the UCAS hub to begin with. So you've got the information there, because on that site now you have all the information, all the universities throughout the UK and all the different courses that are available. So from now, students can be looking now, if they're looking for the next year, they can be looking now, having a look at the different courses that are out there and seeing what's available to them. Again, that just helps with that kind of thinking about and taking the time to think about what's available to them.
Mm-hmm.
For those who are still looking to apply in September, it's not too late for them to apply now.
Yeah.
They can still go, so up to the 30th of June, they can still apply now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about contacting the universities at this point, because a lot of the spaces will have been taken. So
is that the clearing?
Well, clearing doesn't take till after, they don't go into the clearing until the 5th of July.
Okay, right.
And so you're still applying as normal up until the 30th of June now. But again, I would advise that they contact the universities directly. But if they do want any help with this, then do come and they can come and have a chat with me. I've got a QR code outside the careers room in F019, so students can book appointments directly.
That's really good.
In addition to the drop-in on the Monday and the Wednesday, 11:30 till 1.
Oh, lovely. Okay. And what about applying to an apprenticeship?
Okay, so again, it's about doing that research, finding out what's out there. We're really lucky because we do have an apprenticeship team on site over in Northside, so they can go and have a chat to them directly. Looking around what employers are out there, so as well as we've got the apprenticeships.gov site to search for vacancies, but also I would say a lot of people find jobs and apprenticeships through who they know, through family and friends. So thinking about what it is they want to do, and doing some of those the careers quizzes, or coming to have a careers interview to find out and explore those options a bit more, to find out what they're interested in first, and then looking for the vacancies. You can even in places like Indeed to see what jobs and apprenticeships are out there,
definitely.
and just saying, okay, what is in my local area, being realistic about how far they'll travel, because a lot of people look for jobs, we say, oh, it's London, that's fine, and then they look at actually getting to the employer.
It's such a
it's not realistic.
Thing. To get to London, you think, oh yeah, it's just a train away. No, you have to get the tube, and then you have to walk, and then you have to be in rush hour. For some people, they would love that.
Again, it's all these considerations, and that's something in a careers interview we can discuss and we can have a look at, and just kind of okay, is this going to be suitable for you as an individual? Because everybody's different.
Definitely. And do you have any interview tips for these students? So if they want to get a career now, or do an apprenticeship now, or apply to university, you have interviews, don't you?
Yes, for some courses, absolutely. So I think the key is preparation. So you can never do too much preparation. Just thinking about what it is you're going to do. We do have lists of questions. We run mock interviews. So the careers and IP team, we run a mock interview so they can come and book on that. They'll find out the information from the RAP tutor. Just to run through questions, run through that, but dressing smartly, finding out a bit about the company that you're going for.
That is vital.
That's key, and so many people don't do that, and actually...
And then they ask, oh, what do you know about our company? They're like, not much.
Absolutely, so things like that, dressing smartly regardless of what the, thinking about what you're going to and what the dress code that is there, but that's really important, so that they can see that you've made the effort and you want to be there. And also things like the good eye contact and being able to show that you're listening and engaging in the process. And also having a couple of questions at the end to ask the employer. So just being prepared in that way. But again, this is something we can also support with the college. We've also got body swaps, which are the VR headsets that they can use in the Learning Hub. So if any students don't want to speak to somebody in person but want to practice these communication, employability, interview skills, they can do that as well. So if they speak to somebody in the Learning Hub, fantastic. So
that is really good. And with an interview as well, you go to a company, but you've got to make sure that that company is right for you as well. And I think some people don't realise that they need to make sure that they feel like this is the right place for them. and that is quite important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're as much going to see if you're going to, you feel like you're going to be comfortable there. I think a lot of it's gut instinct. A bit like when you're going to look at a university. I always say to people to go to the actually open days. Not a lot of people are just applying, but if they haven't visited, they don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
So I think you do get that gut instinct if you're going to feel like you're going to fit in somewhere and it's going to be the right place for you.
Yeah, because when I was applying for unis, back when COVID was a thing, so I was in college and COVID, it was like right in the middle of it. I couldn't see these universities and I just felt like so lost, and I just didn't know whether I wanted to go to university either. And I did dance and drama. This is completely different to what my job role consists of now, but there is a creative side to it, and I did really enjoy the creative side of something, but I also did enjoy the business side of other things, and that kind of does equal marketing, really. And going to university, I went to, the only one university I went to was University of Surrey, and I just didn't feel it, and I really wanted to go, but then I thought, I actually don't feel like it's right for me. So I then decided to not go to uni. I looked for apprenticeships and I found an apprenticeship in marketing. I thought, that's a bit of me, that. And here I am, and now I'm a marketing assistant, and like actually working my way up at a 19-year-old person, working my way up already an assistant. That's mad to me, because I never thought I'd be here today. But it just proves that you don't know where life's going to take you either.
Absolutely, and it's interesting what you say there. It's, quite often people look at the jobs and are quite set and say, right, I'm going to get a job in this or a job in that.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking, actually, what's my skill set?
Yeah. Yeah.
And looking, because then if you actually explore the skill set a bit more, which is what the careers quizzes online are about, and during a careers interview we would look at, it's about the actual skills that you have, and then looking at the range of jobs that suit those skills.
Yeah.
Hence you're saying about the marketing, there's lots of skills that
I fit in.
That you fit in, that aren't don't have to be dance and drama jobs.
Exactly.
That fit for the marketing.
And you don't realise that when you're a college student either. You just think, oh, I like this is what I want to do. But sometimes you're actually destined to do something else. And
Absolutely.
It might not even be a course at what college you're going to, so how would you know? And it's really good to speak to a careers advisor about that. So what questions should students ask themselves to help determine what they would want to do in the future?
I would say think about what do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing most?
Yeah.
The careers quizzes don't have all the answer, but what they do is kind of get you thinking about other things.
Mm-hmm.
So in having those conversations with people, like we were saying at the start, just having those conversations with people about, right, okay, what do I enjoy doing? What skills do I want to use? What skills do I have? And just thinking about a bit of self-reflection on the skills they have, what they enjoy doing, and then actually maybe putting it to use. So things like work placements, even a couple of hours shadowing somebody somewhere to see if they actually enjoy putting their skills to use in that particular area, or if they need to look at something else. Mm-hmm. But I think definitely that the key thing of enjoying what you're doing is definitely going to be a positive step forward.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for joining us today. So we're all done now, and thank you for listening to BCoT Live. Please like and subscribe. You can listen on YouTube and Spotify. From the team here at BCoT, thank you for listening. We can't wait to share another episode with you. Catch you later.